I wrote this book, Dear Parent, when I was 32 years old. I was sitting with a publisher, a major publisher, and I had the contract in front of me, was getting ready to sign it, and I literally, in my spirit, thought, you can't do this right now because it's a philosophy, but it hasn't been proven. Like, this needs to be something that your children actually say, this worked. What I want to do is I want to wait till my children are grown and then have them write on each chapter. It's what every child wished their parents knew. That is the premise of the book. It is a letter from a child to a parent about 7 different unique needs that really all children have.
When we had our children, we watched all of them. They were all so unique.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know. Of course, we never had kids before, and we didn't do a lot of life with other people's kids. And so we had Josh, and he was this particular personality. And then all of a sudden we had Keela, and she looked totally different, was totally different. Her personality was different. And then we had Whitney, and Whitney was, pretty easy herself. And so all of them required specific and different things from each one of us. And so figuring that out as a parent was very challenging, but very thought-provoking of how do we raise them.
The way that your parents were with you affects how you see God too, and I know you talked a little bit about that, but the example that you gave has affected everything in my life. It's affected my relationship with God, my desire to have a relationship with God. It's affected everything of who I am as a person. We're all sitting here today and we've all written on the book with a dad who wrote this at 32 and didn't know if it worked. And to sit here and say, you know what, they weren't perfect, but it worked. That today we work together, we sit at this table together, we do dinners together, we are raising our families together. It's because of the example that was set before us that we get to now walk in and live that legacy.
The need that stands out the most for me is that I wanted you guys to love me unconditionally for who I was. For me, I have been through many different seasons that I wasn't sure how to handle, and I didn't always handle them the best, and I didn't know how to communicate what I was going through. Loving me and accepting me and having affection towards me in moments where I really needed that was very helpful for me because, even now that I have my own children, I refer back to those moments in myself, and it helps me to gauge how I treat them and even like how I treat myself. It's a template for me to follow, so it was really what I needed the most frequently.
Yeah, I think the lesson that was most important to me growing up was the lesson of commitment and tenacity. Watching what happens when people get committed and faithful and don't make it about how they feel. And they don't make it about what's going on right now, but they have this long-term view of really what God can do when you just keep showing up.
I got to live this book, and there's so many great things that we taught our kids. Yeah. And I got to watch you lead our family. You've been an amazing leader, and you've imparted everything that's in this book. You've imparted into our family and led us very well, and I've been able to follow you. And so I want to honor you for your leadership, not just the fact that you wrote it, but you've lived it and you continue to live it. And so thank you for being an amazing husband, for being an amazing dad, and I love you for it.
That's another thing that makes them the best parents in the world is that they talk like that to each other, and we get to watch their love right in front of us and then model our love after it.